Hello everyone, welcome back to the ESL One stream. We just had a fabulous first matchup. It nearly went the entire way, almost breaching into overtime, but now we're back for some more explosive CS action. It is of course going to be SK going up against Space Soldiers, but I'm not alone in this mission. I'm joined by the one and only Crispian. How you doing, my man?
Not too bad at all.
You feeling it? You ready for this? This explosive matchup?
Huge event, huge passionate teams.
Some huge gamers.
Yeah. Some definitely huge gamers. Two highest rated players on HLTV in the same server. It doesn't happen often.
Well, that's the thing. That's sort of what we spoke about a little bit behind the scenes. Obviously, you were touching on that. The fact you do have these ridiculously high rated players. Obviously, we're looking at that sort of Xantares as well. This is where, like, this is his domain. He's in an environment now where he can really bring his A game. Absolutely just display his level of skill and how ferocious he can be. What are we expecting to see coming into this matchup, though? Obviously, if we just look at raw talent alone to break this down.
Well, they're one of the few, most of the teams are invited. Space Soldiers is one of the few teams that are actually qualified, so he's putting a lot of work against teams like Godsend, Envy. They 2-0 both of those to get here. So, no small feat at all. They've done work getting here already. He's absolute god with the AK.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a player better than him with an AK right now. Cold Zero, obviously, on the opposite end of the spectrum, he doesn't have a bad game. So it's going to be a big clash to the Titans here.
Well, that's kind of the thing. Consistency is key there as well. And that's kind of the thing with Cold Zero, as you touched on. It's always consistency. He's always performing, you know, 99% of the time to the best of his ability. Whereas with Xantares, we do see the occasional sort of droop in his performance there. And this is where he can't have that. This is perfect environment for him as well. He always sort of actually excels normally in LAN environments as well. So I'm expecting him to really bring his A game into this matchup. And it's in quite an important one, obviously. Even if we don't see this as a match that potentially Space Soldiers should be picking up, even just as a benchmark to see where they're standing against teams like SK right now in this environment is actually going to be really interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And especially the passion that both these teams bring.
Yeah.
The Brazilians are obviously huge passionate gamers. They love the family, they love the camaraderie. It really shows in their game style. They're all covering each other. It's really good to see. I think Xantares is similar in the fact that he's probably got offers from all over the place.
Yeah.
From different teams. Maybe FaZe have looked at him. I'm sure he's had offers from a number of teams. But he stuck to his guns, he stayed true to his nation. He wants to bring those Turks kind of on the map when it comes to CSGO. And hopefully we can see that. I think that's probably where they struggle the most is their individual skills very good. Their team play and their situational play, how do they close out these 3v3s, the 4v4s, also win condition, that's probably what they're struggling on the most. But yeah, they've been practicing hard. I don't think anyone's practiced as hard as those guys, Space Soldiers. Come from nothing into like a top tier 2 competing team, pushing into the tier 1 now. So it'd be really good to see what they can pull this game.
Because that's the thing, it has just been a consistent grind for them that they've had to improve themselves individually. I mean, we haven't really seen too much of a change around as well. We saw what the addition of Major, you know, more recently towards the end of sort of last year, but that's kind of the only shake-up that they've had. Other than that, it's just been the same bread and butter, just trying to improve as that core lineup.
Yeah, they've chopped and changed a couple of players. I think Calix recently joined as well. They wanted a bit more firepower. Some of the youth into the meta game. I think Xantares wants someone he can play off. Calix is definitely that kind of guy that you can do that with. Also brings more firepower to the squad. They need that. They can't really have weak links. Xantares, if he's bringing his A game, they have all the firepower they need. But yeah, they can't do it every game, and you definitely need a good infrastructure around you to be able to put these consistent performances in. That's why we see Cold doing it so often. Xantares definitely can be a player for them in this squad that can do that, but yeah, they just need to make sure that they're hitting their shots and that the teamwork, the vibe, and the motivation is really flowing for them this game.
Yeah, because I mean, structurally, that's the only issue. They just need to make sure the teamwork is there and they perform to the best ability as a squad. But let's find out as we jump into the action, of course. Space Soldiers going up against SK Gaming in the second game here on the group stage. Let's see how this is going to boil down. It should be explosive.
Yeah, it's Cash as well. What an explosive map. Expect a lot from the CTs. And the SK are starting the CT side. Fallen just getting some info here middle. He's going to be playing the support role. He's probably got the kit with no armor. Maybe a flash to retake A. Just picking for info at the moment.
Play it slow. So you go to these little information plays. Fallen just keeping them at bay right now as well.
Yeah,
Looks like they are setting up that door burst. Yeah.
And they're playing on A, which is interesting. You often see people retake A. Fur's got all the info here, they can start falling in on it.
Yeah, then he's just trying to flood their way through. Fur will get the opening frag though as he dispatches Paz. He went for the first information play. You can see just trying to ward them off, but Major actually fights back, takes down Taco. As they now push their way on towards the bomb site. Calix's damage as well. Eliminating Fur, this is fairly huge, but Cold Zero, of course. He's in the rear, he's trying to come up strong. Will shut down one man, eliminates Major, but Santares, the boy we spoke about so much, fires back, taking down Phelps. Leaves it on Cold Zero to attempt to do something. He can't quite muster it, and neither can Fallen. And they will force space, so just do pick up that opening round, which is fairly explosive for them as well. They need to try and get that lockdown early. Now they need to just try and keep this going.
Yeah, that was almost flawless by them. SK really needs to get more kills there. Playing on the A-bomb site, they need to get more than one coming in there. Often you see them, it's much easier to retake A-bomb site. Not really many angles you can hold with Glocks without getting slowly picked away with a USP. So unfortunately, I did get overwhelmed by those Glocks, and we'll be interested to see what they can do this round. The Scout on Fallen, I love the Scout on Fallen. You see so many magical things from him, and it also gives you a lot of depth in your round. It's also a gun you can save on top of your pistols. So if it does go down, and you can save a Deagle and the Scout and armor, it's actually quite a lot of money you can save per round. You'll probably roam around trying to get those, start chipping away at them.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of information play getting out there early from Phelps. Obviously, just pokes his head out. Actually does a fair bit of damage as well. Major sub 50 already. Quite early into the round, but they are setting themselves up towards that A play once again. Zantares actually goes out first of all. Scopes around. Molotovs do go through to try and burn anyone out of these advantageous positions. But Fallen with the Scout, as you touched on, rips his way through Zantares. Paz will fight back though, instantly rips his way through two players on the side of the UMP. Not only is that a tasty bit of cash, but it's also the site secured, Chris.
Very clean, very clean. They used all their utility there. You have to treat that round with utility. You can't let those pistols hide in those cubby holes. Wait for you to get close. You have to flush them out. That's exactly what they've done here. Pretty clean. Only dropped one player.
Yeah, I mean, that's fairly effective. That was just also off the back of Fallen, just going for that quite flamboyant peak, and it just paid off.
And we see it so many times where rounds go 1 for 1, and then the following team will force buy, and it's just a constant force buy until you win 2 rounds in a row. So now they force them onto Yoke now, they can actually build their economy, and cash the map where really CTs need good economy to hold bomb sites. You need the smokes, you need the mollies, you have to have smokes and mollies mid to hold it, and either side it lets you play around it a lot more at the bomb sites. But this one's just going to be a straightforward round. Hopefully you get the SMGs in there, like you see, cash in that money.
Yeah, this is nice. I mean, the only chance for actually SK to do some damage here, of course, is towards this B-bomb site. We can see Cold's got himself into quite a power play position. It just depends if they don't clear it.
He's probably going to get too much here.
Just get shut down obviously further last man standing. We'll get overwhelmed by Paz there.
Running, jumping with those SMGs. Give me that money! 7-0, Calix already. He's feeling it.
Good situation to be in, of course, picking up all 3 of those rounds. This is where things need to get serious, Chris. Of course, the AWP has come out over on Fallen. It's what we like to see. This is where the energy needs to start running through the team.
Yeah, he's really found a lot of form lately. He was struggling when they first brought Phelps in. How to integrate Phelps in the best way without hindering his game too much. Those double nades is absolutely huge. That's probably Counter-Strike.
That's actually very smart there. Fur was going for the play early, wanted to try and get that control off the back of the flat. Double nades, not only stop him, but knock him down to 33 HP. So clever.
Yeah, things like that, tendencies you only get from playing players a lot, watching demos. This looks like it's going to go straight out on A. Really not much thought put into the rest of the map here.
Let's see if it's going to work. Actually, Taco and Far are holding them back as they're able to find these frags with these M4s, just ripping their way through the opposition. Fallen comes into effect, of course, as well. Engine's the last man left standing, but he's actually really starting to rip through them. Finds 2 fairly effective headshots with that Khalil in hand. He still needs to do so much more, though. Left in a 1 versus 3. So many angles to try and cover here, and he's in the wide open as he needs to cross over. Unfortunately, Fur will get the better of an SK bounce back in.
Bit of a questionable round. They could have probably slowed it down a little bit. Got more utility down. There wasn't even a smoke at full cliff. Yeah. Fallen's just free-railing you through the smokes. Someone died by door. They probably could have taken that a little slower, made it execute more viable. They've got enough for another buy from the early start.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing kind of in that round. It seems to look like actually very uncharacteristic. Usually we do see a lot of slow plays where they use as much utility as they can effectively.
Yeah.
Once again as well, the nade strat coming out here to slow down. But they know he wants to try and go for that information, but every time they're just keeping him at bay. I
mean, tempo plays are absolutely fine if you get the first kill and you can just go in from that, but they've just made their presence known, they've double naded, and then just kind of slowly force them way through the fire, through all the fucking gunfights, everything that's going on. And it's not gone too well for them. This time they're going to pressure the map all over, more of a default round. And this is definitely a best way of manipulating your opponents. Trying to force them rotates, gauge how they're playing, and find a weak bomb site.
Yeah, force their hand, make them play into how you want to take it around. Obviously, Xantara's up on boost here as well. Be an absolute machine if someone does run the risk of sticking their heads out. There's going to be that split push on towards the A bomb site. First their way outdoor, they have the smoke spove as well. So much utility on the side of Space Soldier here. They just need to use it effectively. Paz knocked down to 44 as well.
This is a three-pronged attack now. They've got a lot of angles to deal with the CTs.
Oh, Fallen though, he's going to make play. Beats his way out with the struggle. Eventually will come back in. Finds the second frag. Towards the bomb site as well. Xantara's going huge as he rips his way through. Leaves him in this 3 versus 3. You can see the CTs questioning how they need to play this. Wait for the bombs to go down. Attempt to retake together. They do have kits. They have 2 kits here. And they've got a lot of utility still as well. They have the Molotov. They can try and force them out of position. Flashbangs to allow them to go in. They just need to play this together. Teamwork is critical in this situation. Space Soldiers as well. They're dinked fairly low across the board. Engine's the only ones close to being at 100 HP right now. As they do begin to mount their retake, spamming through the smoke, you can see it's really struggling from... They know they have to try and clear so many angles. And Xantara picks off with another 2 frags into the round. That's absolutely massive. It's a quad kill into the round, Chris. 1 away from actually getting the ace and shutting it down. Fur, of course, as well. He's got Fallen's up. He needs to back off and just hope to stay alive. Perfect.
What a way to put your firepower coming into that highway area. He's gone and destroyed a bomb site, sweeped through it, and he's unlucky not to get the ace, to be honest. They do save the AWP though, so let's see what they do around this, see if they're going to force around this. Maybe stack 1 bomb site with a load of pistols, leave the AWP towards A maybe. Much more coordination from that round, as you see. More methodical, burn some nades from the CT, don't just go straight into it all, dry through the A main bomb site. They are favouring this A bomb site for sure.
That's the thing, that's what we need to see here. Go back to sort of the old bread and butter, the more consistency, where they can bring that to the table. Taco is going to go for the first play, bounds his way out, but can't quite find anything here. An early trade comes in as well as Fur. There's damage back on towards Paz. You can see Fur actually looking like he just wants to play around the smoke. This could be very smart. If they push out here and don't clear it, do an awful lot of damage into their backline, but they are going to go for the pre-fight. Xantara is close to actually crushing it. Oh, Engine will fight for
two entries through smoke. Why not?
It's absolutely crazy in terms of some of the damage they've done here. Looking like they should be able to find another frag as well, obviously, towards the site, just trying to hold them back. We do always have the potential of the late round rotate coming in from the big bomb site, but at this point, it's already too far gone. Phelps will just make his presence known, peeks his way out. He's getting a lot of information off the back of it.
Yeah, he's done it at the perfect time, just as they've left it, but they smell something. Something's a bit fishy. What a read. How did they get that info? And they were just an A main and they just flash peeked remake. That's such a hard read there.
This is the thing as well, teamwork. Even though their playbook might not have as much depth as what we see with SK, teamwork is something that Space Soldiers absolutely excel at. They all play very consistently. It's sort of what we saw of SK, where they started to, you know, we saw how effective those flash peaks can be, and people were like, damn, there's so many teams that could benefit if they played more consistently as a unit. Space Soldiers have that to their advantage as well.
Yeah, very selfless players. That's why I think you sometimes see Xantara not having the best of games, because he doesn't have to go and get all the frags. He's more than happy to do some of the support work as well if his team needs it. But yeah, they'll get most of him when he's going in and killing them. But yeah, the money was a reset, now they're on a full eco. Really, really good stuff we're seeing from Space Soldiers so far.
Yeah, it's a really good situation to be in. Obviously into this round as well, I mean, they can try and play it a little bit slower. They know SK have been going a little bit for those information plays. All you've got to do is hold your default, which they've done here, and just find those factors if SK get a little bit confident.
I think they should just maybe take a gamble on these rounds, do something a bit out of the ordinary instead of just holding a standard 2-1-2. Maybe stack 3, have a more of a baity setup. But who am I to say? These are the best guys in the world right now. Let's see what they can do. See if they can maybe steal a couple of weapons, get a couple of kills. That would be a round win for them in their eyes, even if they don't actually win the round.
Yeah. I mean, we can see with the setup here, once again, Space Soldiers, looking like they want to go for that three-pronged attack towards the A site, burst that door, take the main control, allows Antares to get mid control, and he finds it so easily as well. The thing is, there is going to be contention there this time, but they don't really have any weapons. Their firearm's so weak compared to his rifle skills. They do dink him down. Only left on 11 HP, so could be risky if they find a kill on here and actually transfer that AK over to, say, Cold Zero or someone.
Well, this is his job now. He has to stay alive, get someone to come and back him up, make sure he can escort this AK out of there. Doesn't want to give it away.
Yeah.
They're just going to play it slow, work out where all these players are doing, and capitalise on the mistakes like they have.
You can see that. No overconfidence as well. Keeps himself tucked in, waits for the rotate to come over from Major.
Again, very clean. They don't really... I don't think they have a real need to get AWPs on this map T side as well.
No.
It's a very execute-heavy map, and you can get a lot of tempo going from those executes, or even just an entry. Mid control is huge on this map. Really hard for the CTs to deal with without any money. Like now, for example, they have to be very sparse with their utility, and this looks like a tempo A play. Very interesting smoke.
I think this is smart as well, because they're going to be able to read off the back of the economy. They're going to know SK are in top form. They know they won't have that AWP out on fall. It's just easy. Antares as well. You put him back in his prime role.
Available.
He just charges
Look at them, they're all on A. What a round.
Absolutely huge. They just rip their way for everyone. You just leave Phelps left. All on his lonesome. He's close by. Actually, he's going to try and play around the smoke here, see if he can do a little bit of damage, as he might as well at this point. But Calyx instantly shuts him down.
This is impressive stuff. No fear. And that's what you need in this game. You can't show any signs of weakness, because that's when the CTs will take the fights with you and stop you doing these plays.
I mean, that's what's scary is right now.
They're looking drilled on Cash.
They are, and this is the thing, like when we look at it right now, obviously SK, they have to eco out on this round. Space Soldiers should get 8 rounds on the board. At that point, everyone's sitting at about 12k in the bank. They can effectively buy it for the rest of this half.
And they look like they're going A again. I don't think they've gone B bomb site once this map.
Yeah. And it's just consistent takes towards this A site. Very smart plays, playing off spawns. They know when to use that utility to force people out of position. They know when to just hit it hard. And it was a whole lot better when Antares was going for the entries. We see the confidence behind him. So crisp. Rips his way through everyone effectively. Could this be the difference maker, though? For this time around, Deagle in hand. A little bit of a struggle from Calyx. He is trying to hold them back. And they do slow it down a bit. They know to just try and slow down that tempo into this one.
Yeah, Deagle's so dangerous. You can just get one dinked. Yeah. These players are so good with Deagles.
This is so clever. You can see the consistency as well. They know what SK have up their sleeve, and they know how to deal with it every time as well. Smart stuff starts to come out. Antares and rip their way through. In a matter of a second, everyone has been obliterated. Fallen does fight back. I mean, you touched on that Eagle. It could be so deadly as he finds a double kill. Hungry for the hat trick, but it wasn't quite meant to be.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pause at this point. It's kind of getting out of control, and they've gone with the double AWP setup to try and answer this. Yeah. Definitely something they need on the A-bomb site. Stop them just taking these AK duels all over the A-bomb site. If they can get a wide angle onto A main and stop that happening. I mean, Colt's 1 for 9. Don't see that.
Yeah. This is...
It shows the caliber that's actually available to them. They've been putting in so much work, it's showing. Another tempo play.
Fur as well, caught off guard there off the back of the flashbang. Smart stuff, he couldn't really react. Taco instantly gets his head knocked clean off. Fallen does fire back. This time around he will find one frag, but even then they're left in a 3 versus 4 retake. This is going to be so awkward. They double it up though. Coming back into effect, they leave them in a 3 versus 3 as Paz will get the bomb down, but they still have utility to play with. They can mount this retake if they play it smart. They don't have a kit though, Chris.
They're probably just going to save. If they don't get an entry in the next 5-10 seconds, they'll probably just save.
Oh, Major will peek out. They actually do trade. They go for one for one into this. Now they just need to try and do something. If they're going to do it, though, they need to react quickly. They are going to push their way through.
They're going for it.
Fallen tiptoes his way up. He is blind. Trying to find something. This is going to be such a hard retake to actually achieve effectively here. They realise they need to just do something right now. Cold will find the frag back on towards Paz. Just scoping into the smoke as Fallen will jump on the bomb. He is holding it out. And Cold Zero finds it. In a matter of seconds, he gets the defuse.
That's
so lucky.
So important.
If he wouldn't have found that kit on site as well, completely different round.
To retake with double AWP.
It was such a messy retake as well. You could see how awkward it was for actually both of them to mount that. Really not a good situation to be in for either player there.
I can't believe they've just gone 10 rounds in a row.
I know.
They've just flashed out of A main and exploded. The flash was perfect. You see how wide the guy was?
Yeah.
and then they could pressure the rest of the map now.
Look at this though as well. Engine, you put him on the AWP into this round, you allow him to go for that early game pick. They actually go for the smokes as well, so Major can get straight through instantly as he works his way around. 3 stacks, he's in the back. They have no idea as he's tiptoed through the smoke. Major gets the opening headshot.
So
There's only 1 player left on the site, it's just Phelps. He's trapped, absolutely panicking right now over by close pit. You can see Fallen will arrive over to 1 frag back on towards Antares, takes him down. Major's doing a little bit of damage as well, but they've got complete control of the bomb site here.
They are literally just brute force and ignorance straight into any bomb site they choose. I thought this was going to be an 8-2 scoreline in favour of SK. This is so impressive that they're showing no fear against the best team in the world.
It's absolutely fantastic. And you wonder as well if into the mental game here, Space Soldiers have gone in with absolute confidence. They're feeling it. Whereas SK, if they've underestimated their opposition here.
Which could happen.
Yeah. But this is great.
You've just come off 2 big wins.
Yeah. You come into this thinking, first game of the groups, get us out of the way.
CS is so close right now. Anyone can really beat anyone at the top. Especially the top 4. Anyone can win the tournament. G2, your Astralis, your FaZe, your SK. Any of these guys can win a tournament quite easily. And then you've got the underdogs doing this kind of stuff. It just shows you the level of Counter-Strike right now.
See, finally that pause comes out as well. This is necessary.
Well needed, yeah.
Because it was getting way too far gone. You can see the cash as well. I mean, it's lucky they're going to be able to get a buyout here just because they had those saves. If they would have lost any more players here, in terms of the money they had to play with, they would have been on such a skimpy buy. It would not have been effective going into this as well. And this is late game for early on.
Even this is going to be a questionable buy, but yeah, they definitely need to find an answer here. They're just getting overrun on any bomb site they're going to. Is it tactical or technical? It's tactical.
Yeah.
I expect it's tactical.
Yeah, most likely got to be that tactical pause at this point. This is the thing as well, right? Even though we saw that 1 round back for SK, this is what we said. If you look at the amount of money they have on Space Soldiers.
But money resets.
Yeah. But this is the thing. They could happily lose these following rounds and still have enough money to buy in every time. Yeah. Whereas SK, their money is going to be fragile for the rest of this half. They're not going to get back into a really manageable situation. This is awkward. And
this is exactly what you don't want to happen to your CT side. You need money as CTs. And being reset all these times, it's going to make their score just incredibly high. You won't be able to break the T's at this point.
Oh, Fallen as well.
They're just taking jewels anywhere. They don't care.
So much confidence on display right now behind these Space Soldiers players. And they're just ripping their way through. I mean, Phelps can trade it back, but look how low he is. Left on just 8 HP towards the B bomb site. He has to fall back. Has to just trying to lock into position. And Space Soldiers, they are just doing absolute work right now. Fur, he needs to be the difference maker. He is going to approach his way around and try and get himself into the back line. Go for these frags here, but it is a huge play towards the B site into the late round. Engine, he scoped in with the AWP Fur. It's all on him. He has to be the critical man in this moment. Will spot out Engine, takes him down and instantly retreats though. Isn't going to go overconfident.
Yeah, they've slowed it down a bit. They've managed to fight fire with fire and stop that initial push. They did trade 1 for 1 and now they've got the advantage. If they get this info and see the bomb, they do have 1 player left in middle. This player middle, I think probably Santaras, could do a lot of damage here.
This thing is why Phelps so low. It wouldn't take much for him to be able to find this frag, but the only beneficial factor is he does have a whole tackle. He's going to get spotted out by Santaras. Even though he's low, he does actually do the damage. You can see Phelps as well. 2 angles to cover right now. He's panicking. He's quaking in his boots because he knows he can't effectively hold this.
This is so well played by them.
But the mind games.
Yeah. They pressured B. They forced them to come B. Xantares found the gap, knowing that they're going to rotate towards B. He's cut off them now towards B, and in heading towards A, there's only going to be 1 guy there. This guy has to come in big here.
Fur needs to do some damage, and he will actually kick it off, but can he find the second frag? Struggling right now as he double picks, but he does do it! Phelps as well! Nade out, blows Xantares out of the server, and SK really work their way back through. But still, such a close round. You can see the strategic mind in effect for Space Soldiers there. Even though they were in a good situation into the round, still didn't want to run a risk. Wanted to play a tight ship throughout the entire round.
That's a great call there. It's one of the very few win conditions you can kind of have, manipulating your opponents like that, creating a lot of pressure to one side of the map, forcing a rotate. They've only got 3 players left on the CT, so there's bound to be gaps. Xantares found the gap, but fortunately Fer managed to hold off the rotate towards the A bomb site.
Yeah. Taco here. He needs to go for the early play. Actually gets shut down, Calyx, even though he had the AWP straight through, rips him to shreds. Not a great start for SK into this round. They tried to go for a contact play, and it's really come back to bite them.
Pretty sure Space Soldiers had the entry every round almost.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, those 10 rounds nearly, we saw them hit towards that A bomb site. Every time they got that opening frag. The double nades came out. Fur wasn't able to do a single thing. Every time he was shut down.
Yeah. It's actually crazy to see. They're going to slow this completely down now because they know the CT is going to be trying to make a play, even the numbers.
Oh.
That's a crucial shot to miss. He doesn't often miss those.
He does get the follow-up though, to shut down Santaris. He was just hammering away as well, wants to keep them at bay.
He's facing like mad now.
You can see the anger in some of these players over on the side of SK.
Yeah.
Engine is going to fire back there. Actually switches out to the AK-47 as he slips his way on towards the bomb site, being a little bit of a sneaky snake as he gets into the back line here. Could be huge. I mean, they're completely unaware of this. They do have the angles covered. Fallen's above him. He is going to make a lot of noise, though. Fallen's going to be aware of this, but it's still such an awkward angle to peek, and he finds the headshot! Rips his way through Engine! The double kill comes out as well. It's absolutely insane. Left on a hat-trick right now. One player left on the side of SK. It is only coldzera left. This is absolutely mental. He has the retake potential. The kit is there.
Oh my god, that's insane!
Slips out and shuts him down with a sexy headshot.
1v3, all headshots. What a crisp round by him. And again, he's just ruined their economy, single-handedly.
This is the thing as well. The shot he found on towards Fallen is so awkward. Trying to get that shot up on towards higher when he's at an angle like that. Really awkward. Instantly goes in to get the second frag as well. And just has the confidence to go for that peak.
The peak on Cold and Insta him.
The confidence behind Space Soldiers right now is through the roof.
They are feeling it. They're doing some DM or something of what they're eating for breakfast. They're just on a roll. They're trying to make a statement here.
It's got to be Weetabix, mate.
It has to be Weetabix.
Other brands of cereal are available. Phelps, though, could be the key into this round, actually. You get a lot of information.
Maybe a kebab.
He could get a lot of information, actually, off the back of this. I mean, the bomb is down. If he goes for the play over the boost, this could be huge. Oh, Molotov, though. Engine as well forces the play.
How did that molly even spread there?
I'm not even sure. It was over by garbage. It landed low.
He's going to be frustrated at that one. Young player.
Yeah.
Felt a bit cheated by that. Again, they're going to play it slow. Wait for the CTs to make the mistake. Just hold. Kind of the polar opposite from what we've seen from the first 10 rounds.
Fallen. Going to try and make the play through, but Calyx instantly dispatches him. Beheading him now as they get themselves ready for this push through. Smart as well, using Molotov, forced them out of position. No one can stay at an effective angle. There is no power plays available from SK. And meanwhile, Waste, they think it's the A bomb site. They've been lampooned and they're taking B. The welcome mat's down, Chris. They're rubbing their feet all over it.
They're outplaying them at so many levels right now.
Taco as well. So many angles to watch. Paz is going to straight right into him. Calyx finds a headshot towards Cold.
I'm blown away. The firepower, they're winning all the duels. Yeah. They're getting all the entries. Anywhere they go, mid, A, B. They've just walked onto a B bomb site completely clean from all the pressure they were putting onto A. This is incredible stuff by them.
This is wild. They're absolutely manipulating SK here. This is their domain. The thing is, if they can play to this level of consistency over on their CT side, because their aim is unreal right now. If they're this crisp on their CT half, it's going to be a struggle to get entries.
And if they're just going to look for jewels all over the place, at CTs, Space Soldiers could well just absolutely run away with this game. Again, another tempo play to speed up the pace.
Once again, Major is instantly able to swing into the backline. It's a common thing. You go for the double swing. You walk your way through. They have no idea. He might struggle and only find one frag off the back of it. They're going to be panicked, confused about this play. Meanwhile, they instantly rotate off of A because they've been slipped through like that. He was able to find his way through, instantly just eradicate everything, and now the A bomb site's been taken.
He's just run through B bomb site and killed the guy at truck so he can go A. And A's completely open.
This is just unnatural. The plays they're getting away with here is absolutely crazy.
They must be feel like helpless right now. They're getting outplayed, they're getting outgunned. Emotions are going to be flaring on this game, you can tell for sure.
Oh, just get the scout tag though before and trying to do some more damage.
Big ass.
It's only 2 tags, yeah. It's unlikely he was going to be able to do too much. And they do end it in a 12-3 half. I mean, if you saw this matchup on paper, you wouldn't expect something like this to go down.
You would expect something like this to go down, but in SK's favour.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's complete role reversal. We will have that. And we will have that following half, actually, after this 2-minute break. insane performance there from Space Soldiers. They worked their way through. I mean, what a crazy half. You just can't really describe what's just occurred.
No, other than absolute outplay, absolute fire play. Like, first 10 rounds, they just went A-bomb site, non-stop, brute force and ignorance, fast, slow. They read the utility really well. They played it fast when they knew they weren't up against a lot of mollies. This is going to be an absolute must for SK on this round. And if the Space Soldiers are going to carry on with this heat and taking a fight to them, I don't see SK actually winning this game.
Oh, look at the play they're going for here as well. You go for the big compact. They work their way through. Calyx will actually find the response as he takes down Fallen. Can they do anything else? Cole trapped here as they have to now go for their play towards the A-bomb side. But Engine is single-handedly defended. Sure, he's low, but he's still alive. He's been able to backtrack a Major. He's on the side, ready to do damage. Pops out, finds the headshot, but unfortunately, Taco will fire back. Engine trying to contest as well, leaves them in a 3 versus 2, but the bomb's down. They don't really need to go for the play right now, but they're trying to run the risk. They get punished for it, though, as Taco will find the head.
And that's some of the inexperience we've seen us shine through. They don't need to take that duel there. The bomb is not down. Wait for your third player to come in.
Now they leave themselves in the 2 versus 2. I mean, they do have the kit on Engine. He was able to stay alive. But they don't have any utility. They have a decoy. That's going to be useless to him in this scenario. They need to find Cold, really, as he's in such a prime time angle. He could really dispatch them at this point. We'll tag him. Peeks out, finds the headshot in the end, will actually eliminate Engine, but he's hungry for a little bit more as he goes back into that second bite to pass. Too hot to handle right now, will shut him down. Cold as well, just trying to bob and weave, hoping he can try and shut him down. Does have a massive advantage in this scenario as the push has to come towards him, just trying to toy with him right now. But he finds the headshot actually, but he needs to grab the kit and do it in time. It is impossible. So unfortunate. Oh, he is actually going to go back in, but it's not achievable in this scenario. Still close. Nevertheless, that could have been a huge round. If he would have had the kit on him off the back of that.
It should have been.
Yeah. And you can see, you never know as well. I mean, obviously, hindsight is 20/20, but if they didn't go for that initial face before the bomb was down, when they were in the 2v3...
Major denied the plant.
Yeah.
He should have given that info that they can just chill and wait for that third player to rotate over. A bomb site is the kind of bomb site that they usually retake. That's why SK was so confident just pushing and planting.
Yeah.
They did not expect that person at quad hiding. Unfortunately, they couldn't convert the round. And this is the kind of things that they slip up on. Those nuances, that slight bit of an experience. That if they just chilled for a little bit longer, they could have made the round happen.
Major played that so fabulously here. Antares as well, Deagle. Playing a little bit further back, Paz actually up close first, though. He's going to do some damage to the start finding Sprack. He said how powerful these hand cannons can be, but right now it's just Paz ripping his way through everyone before Taco and Phelps start to find a little bit of momentum and work their way back through. They do steamroll through the remaining CTs on the bomb site, leaving them in a 2 versus 1. It's just Calyx left. He's trapped on short right now with a Deagle in his hand. No utility to aid him in this push. Obviously, Phelps is fairly low. It wouldn't take too much to actually put these players down, having a dirt nap, but it just depends if he can get something on his side. And it isn't meant to be. Colt will find the frag, but even then, having 3 casualties into that follow-up round for SK, that's not fair play. That's not great.
Yeah, spray that Deagle, right?
Yeah.
Get up in their face and just let it go. Again, another similar round to what Space Soldiers did. It's such an easy bomb site to use all your utility on and flush all the CTs out. Just take those duels from A-Mine. That's exactly what they've done. They need to build eco now. They need to not let it slip. And if they do let it slip, they need to reset their CT's economy for them to get back into this game. But Fallen, being such a good quality is going to keep these players in check and make sure that no overextension.
Yeah, keep everyone on the leash. Play it smart. You go for this pick towards the A-bomb site. You go for the split play, which is smart. They have the pen in. Space Soldiers can't play effectively. They can't actually play for trade cool here in this scenario as well. They're just getting shut down.
How is
Major and Antares do actually fight back. They're finding a few effective frags. I mean, Fallen thinks down to just 6 HP as well, but luckily enough, Taco at the Molotov can force the play on Antares.
They're doing more than SK did on their fully guys.
Yeah.
They're actually killing players, which is kind of a win when you've got nothing invested into the round.
Well, that's the thing. They're doing so much damage to the economy of SK.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, themselves, they're only building theirs higher because they're finding these kills with these scavenged weapons. Like that Mac 10. They're in a pretty good spot, obviously, as they can go into buy into this one.
Again, look, they've just gone for all rifles, no AWP. They probably didn't save enough money for one, but it's interesting that they're just so rifle heavy and they're probably going to be taking fights all over the map here. I don't expect them not to be in the vent area. And they might be close middle, and Zentro is going to hold middle solo. And A main pressure. You can expect this from these players.
Nicely done here, obviously, with the double nades. You see Major trying to back his way in. Does actually get in. But at that point, they've retreated. Phelps so low as well, though, as they nearly go bow for blow here. This is smart. You get Major up into Shroud, obviously he's low. It's quite a surprise play. You should clear it if you're going out towards that A-bomb site, but if they don't, very effective swaps on low HP.
Yeah. Nice Molly. This is exactly the kind of thing you should be doing on Cash. Just pushing those CTs back into the bomb sites to give you a chance to take map control. When the smokes go, when the mollies are gone, this is when you can actually make your execute. But until then, you've got to fish out these CTs, find out where they're playing.
Yeah.
Smart reboost into vent, so this could catch them out.
This is the thing, you can see SK still not decided on what they actually want to go for. They're 50 seconds into the round. They still have a lot of utility, though. They haven't burnt through any.
They're looking less decisive than Space Soldiers, for sure. I'm in an Iron a bit more.
They do have that lurk in position, of course, but Phelps is fairly low. Now they set themselves up. Major. If they don't clear it, he's going to be such a nuisance. It's so effective from Shroud. He can do so much damage. He actually peeks out, but luckily enough, Fallen have the angle covered. The Molotovs do go through to try and get anyone out of those power play positions. Paz will have to retreat back towards the bomb site. They do tiptoe their way through. Taco finds another frag as well. So they are left in a 5 versus 3. Paz on the site gets spotted out as Fallen will be able to execute as he speeds his way through. Follow-up headshot towards Calyx that is absolutely disgusting as well, leaving it just on Engine. Miles away, just trying to hold on to that M4, quaking in his boots.
It's great rifle work from Fallen. You don't often see it, but he's definitely upping his game right now. He's trying to pull his team through this one. Engine's got to save.
Yeah, he just needs to try and hold on to that rifle.
They're hunting him.
It's the best case scenario here, but you can see that he's obviously they want to spread themselves out. They're looking good in terms of economy, whereas they know they can really put a dent in the CTs if they find another frag here. Oh, unfortunately for Fallen, won't clear the angle, will just walk his way through blindly, and Engine will take him down. It will end eventually, though, in the favour of SK. As Cold Zero will find the frag back. Obviously, SK right now 7 rounds on the board. This should be number 8 as well. The Space Soldiers, they need to go for something a little bit different into this round. As you said into the previous half, you can't play your pistol rounds out like a gun round. You need to go for a more aggressive play, something shock and awe.
Something just random. You obviously got to get close to them to get all that damage out. They don't have the longest range. They can be absolutely crushing up close. But yeah, really well played out round by the SK in the end. They burnt all of the nades out. Slowly worked here. Managed to find the pick onto Engine on the boost. And the flash for red box was so crisp.
There's been some really good communication on display from Space Soldiers in the previous half. Let's see how it is going to unfold into this round. Obviously, Zantara is fairly low early on as they have been able to get an awful lot of mid control. Obviously, Space Soldiers, nothing really in their arsenal to try and hold them back, so they have had to give it up.
Yeah, just a straightforward round. Find out where the players use these long ranges, take these long angles. Don't get close, don't give anything away. Stay in pairs, and trade effectively. Or Phelps can just everyone.
Yeah, Phelps just cleaning it up.
I saw his foot.
Just beautiful stuff, just tapping away with the headshots coming out. Now, Space Soldiers, they do actually have money. And we're going to see actually what SK went for in this scenario. The double AWP setup comes into effect. I mean, what are we going to see here?
Well, they've gone from having no AWPs to double AWPs. Yeah. So SK will have an idea they've probably got one in their arsenal. They probably don't expect both. But this is the beauty of having double AWP. You can have one on each bomb site and anchor them really well and get that first entry and that first info, and have a lot of the rotators and the riflers around the middle areas, in the vents, in highway, doing all the support work with the nades and just supporting these AWPs on either bomb site.
Coming into this round as well, looks like it will be a doorburst play towards the A-bomb site, which could actually spell a little bit of dismay, unless Engine can go huge. Zor finds the opening frag, but he needs to try and allow his teammates to aid him in this scenario, but SK are doing damage. He will find the follow-up as well. That's 2. The hat-trick comes out. Engine is unstoppable in these scenarios. He's been ripping his way through everyone that dares to try and go up against the man. Finds 3 kills, but he's hungry for more. Calyx will eventually be dispatched though, as they find the headshot back on towards him. They're approaching towards the A-bomb site. Engine covering short, but will he actually spot out Cold? Tiptoeing his way through the smoke. It all depends on timing here. It's so key as he sits his way over by Electric Box, just hoping to get the drop on the opposition. Has to have his ears on as well because there's someone behind him. Phelps went for the boost, finds the headshot, leaving it all on Major now to try and do the unthinkable into this situation. It is going to be a struggle to make his way over, but he's caught his pants down, fumbling with his knife, and Cold can execute him.
That would have been such a big round of Space Soldiers.
Yeah.
That Engine, the ridiculous unzooming, that no scope onto the bomb site was fast. And what way to... It's hard to do. Like, with them flooding out of door like they did, and he was holding an angle next to door, but he was looking at A-main. For him to get 3 kills there and not win the round, he's going to be gutted.
Because that's the thing, as soon as we saw that door burst, that's what I was sort of alluding to, the fact that it's so hard to defend. Because he didn't have an M4 in that scenario, you don't expect to be able to win that. 3 kills is just an unreasonable amount of damage he's been able to bring to the table.
And they've lost a lot of money in those double orbs.
Yeah, this is pretty effective. Antares will actually find the opener as he shuts down Fur. Phelps will fire back on towards Engine though. Well, he has scavenged the AK.
That wallbang's done a lot of damage. See his HP go down.
Yeah, left nearly below sub 50 at this point. He's been able to backtrack on towards the site. I mean, luckily enough, he has armor to play with as well. So, Antares, if they get into a little bit of an awkward situation, he definitely could be a thorn in their side.
Yeah, give him the AK so you can get some more guns to your team.
Especially with this contestant towards mid, when Fallen needs to try and be the divider here. They got a lot of information off the back of this now as well, as they are going towards this B bomb site. Oh, Pasta's damage as he follows it up, finding that frag back towards Phelps. This Eagle could be primed, but it unfortunately wasn't ready. Taco finds the headshot as he just swings wide. A 2 versus 3 retake, probably not going to be the best situation. I mean, they've scavenged those AKs, probably just back off at this point. Save your pets.
Yeah, Paz had, Calyx had to get more there.
Yeah.
Be it for him to win the round. It's such a dangerous spot, but obviously players play it so much, his head got instantly ripped off. First 2 hit the headshot win. And with the Deagles, if you've seen Nico at that position, it can turn south fast. So they've definitely played it the right way, found out where that one player was, manipulated the rest of the map, and just gone for that one player on the bomb site. That's
the thing, it is a very high risk reward situation to play from. Paz actually finds a frag back onto Cold.
Managed to save these 2 AKs, it's actually kind of big for them.
Yeah, which is really nicely done. This is going to aid them because they invested so much as well that double setup. Their economy was looking shaky. Now back into effect here, instant buy on the ult for Engine. He knows that he is going to be an absolute power play with us.
He needs to be mobile though.
Yeah.
He's just got 1 ult, he can't just sit on A. He needs to maybe get a pick at A main, play aggressive, rotate around the map.
Yeah.
Be elusive, be unpredictable. And that's what you see from the world-class AWPers. Otherwise, Fallen is just going to be such a good caller that you can just avoid it.
Yeah.
Smoke him off, flash him off, all of that great stuff. Who better to outplay an AWP than Fallen himself?
That's the thing. Not only does he know how to use his unit to amplify him, but obviously he's going to be able to do some damage with that AWP as well. Cold currently rocking the weapon, so it'll be interesting to see what comes to the table.
He's actually, he's really modest in the fact that he says that even though Fallen probably is the best AWP right now, he says that the other people in his team are better with the AWP. He says Taco's better than him and Cold.
That's kind of one of the very useful factors though.
If they're feeling it, if they've got an idea here, it'll be interesting to see what Cold and where he's going to take this, where he's going to try and get the pick. Probably towards Door. Door's really good with an AWP on this map.
As well, switching it up here, sending Engine towards mid. Could be fairly effective as that mid control has been quite lax. Major, of course, goes for the flash beacon as per usual. We'll be able to get that control, just to spam through the smoke as well, just in case there's any risky business that was going to occur. Meanwhile, a lot of mid control has actually been taken once again by SK.
Yeah. Oh, nice entry by Taco there. What an angle to hold that door push. Kind of the meta right now is, or it has been for a while, if you lose mid, you have to take either B lobby or A lobby. In the A main warehouse area, and this is exactly what they've done. Taco holding that door push, expecting that they're going to try and take that control, and he's taking that first entry. Like you say before, when situations get 4 on 5, CTs are going to try and equalise that, so they're going to hold very passively here, wait for any more mistakes to happen. If not, they're going to group up and just overwhelm one bomb site together.
Just need to hope they can actually do some damage here. This mid control work in the favour of SK right now. They can treacle their way in towards that B bomb site. It's going to be a very aggressive attack towards B. I mean, Calyx needs to play up his mind here. At least 2 frags minimum, ideally, to actually give them a chance for this retake, because it is going to be very awkward. Smart play with the nades as well, but this does give Calyx an idea of what is about to unfold. He can relay that information to his teammates as well. Just dumping out his utility to try and give him a bit of time to play with, but Phelps finds the frag as he's caught panicking right now. A lot of smoke's going up as well. Flashbangs to force Major out of position. And SK, they've won the round just off the back of that.
Yeah, I mean, the CTs didn't really know what to do. They were umming and ahhing around the truck, around the back of CT spawn, where they're going to hit. There are 2 players on towards A. Calyx again, alone on the B bomb site. used his utility, but didn't buy any time, didn't get any entries, so they've really got no way into this round. You see, God B is actually really, really good at holding that bomb solo. He'll do something similar with that smoke and with the molly to stop getting pushed, but he'll actually jump into his own smokes and just hide. Buy time, try and kill people around these other isolated angles around the bomb site. Unfortunately, Calyx couldn't see that guy pushing into the molly and just lost the bomb site and stuff.
This is actually fairly effective. I mean, they're actually finding frags. As long as Engine stays alive here, that's the most critical factor. He does take down tacos. They still have the AWP to play with.
Yeah, they had to save that weapon.
Yeah.
They've got another buy here, but it's getting really close. It was completely one-sided, and we're seeing the opposite now. Well, reverse. Is this a T-sided map now?
I think it's more sort of in the region still where it's quite mixed match. I mean, you do see those T-side teams that can absolutely excel, yeah. I mean, with SK as well, it's quite crazy sort of how much damage they've instantly brought back into it. But it does just seem like structure is the key. Space Soldiers, in some situations, looking like they are overextended. Still possibly riding off that high for the first half. They made a few decision-making plays that were a bit off.
The T-side was really, really strong. I'm crazy impressed by the decisiveness they took and the absolute no-fear approach.
Yeah.
They're doing something similar on the CT side, but it's just a lot less coordinated. They're a bit unsure of their plays, and they've probably been working. It's easier to work on your T side.
Yeah.
You can do it as a group. CT side, you've often got a hold of a bomb site on your own, or you're designated one area of the map that you've just got to own.
Yeah.
And it's all about you as an individual on the CT side. But it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually find that form that they had.
Space Soldiers, they wanted to prove that they were here to stay. They said that before, but this is where they really want to just display how much damage they can do. But right now, SK are back on form. A hat-trick of kills, an absolute flurry to kick this round off as they have so much map control now. They can storm their way up and brute force entry their way in towards the A bomb sites. There's just one man there trying to ward them off. Of course, it is going to be Major. He will find the opening frag though, shuts down Fur to at least give himself a little bit of time to play. If Engine towards the B bomb sites doing damage as well as he just rips his way through with the AWP, of course. He knows how to wield the weapon so effectively. And even though they were in a round scenario that looked like it was too far gone, they actually fire back. Him and Major, they could be the key. The smoke goes down. Taco actually not going to pre-fire his way through the smoke, does so in the end as he finds the frag eventually. And it's all on Major here. Tiptoes his way through, knows there's one man on the site. There's a little bit of damage at the M4, but can't quite find the kills. Fallen with his sidearm in tow will find the frag.
That was close. They turned that into 2v2 very quickly. Engine with two quick AWP kills there at the back of the B checkers. Fortunately, Taco managed to spray him through the smoke. Tobacco. And they've closed out the round. 12-12 now. Look at that scoreboard. Look at those consecutive round wins.
Yeah.
They've not won a CT round yet.
This is the thing as well. They got those 12 rounds so easily. They look like they could have done possibly more in that first half, but this time around the CT half, it's different. They are switching up though. Engine goes for the play straight through the smoke, as he is just going to play up close and personal. Actually, he's just going to hold close over by garbage for the counter boost play. But this is a lot more aggressive from Space Soldier. Maybe there's confidence back in their favour could help them out. Calyx shutting down Cold instantly. This is nice. They've got some good positions here. A lot more map control in their favour into this round. Oh, Fur could be caught off guard here. Caresses Engine directly below him. Well, Peacock finds the headshot. Absolutely juicy stuff on display now.
Nice bit there. You see that? Just shoulder peek for Info then.
Paz, he will be traded out in the end by Phelps as they fall back into a 2 versus 4 as they're making their play up on towards the scene of the crime. But Xantares, of course, you can't overpower him in these scenarios. When he's got the rifle in his hands, he's primed and ready. He's been looking warm, and he's just doing damage. Peeks out as well. Will shut down Fallen. He's
see how
blind.
The reactions he's got to actually avoid that flash. Not many people can do that. And then just to turn it around instantly with his own flash peek. Very nice stuff to see. Well, it was a flawless T-half up till now, and they've finally managed to slow it down just a tad. Let's see what SK do. They've got the one up now back into Fallen's hands. They took mid control last time they had this, and it's worked for them. We'll probably see something similar. But first they're going to bait the nades. They always do this, SK. They love forcing utility away from you and just slowly diminishing your options.
Calyx, yeah. With that secondary AWP, I mean, he was sort of the difference maker into the previous round. He got the opener. Fire coming through. Major needs to be on point now. They do spot him out. He struggles a little bit, but actually still finds the frag and an awful lot of damage, which allows Calyx to go for a peek over. Fall at the angle cover, but he misses it. Wow. Now they need to fall back.
He actually got the kill as well.
Calyx. Absolutely sublime stuff here. Fallen's going to go for the contact play, just try and get the drop on him, but he walks straight into the barrel. It's a point blank jab through the gut. Just force this dynamic duo now, Chris.
Bomb down at T-spawn. What can they do here? He's just walked down there and died. Probably going to try and save this off. Go towards B. Not a lot I can do in this situation. Finally, the CT's finding some traction, taking the fight back. And this is what you need as the AWP on CT. You can't just sit and let yourself get executed on. You need to face people. You need to catch people walking out on you, and it's exactly what Lanxess has been doing. He's doing it so well so far.
Phelps going to try and do the best of this awkward situation. We'll find the headshot actually over on towards ending. Goes for the flash speed through, but Lanxess instantly finds that frag with the AWP.
Great round by him. Money's looking a lot less now. I've got a lot less to work with.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, even though obviously SK basically did what Space Soldiers did, but they won those rounds so consistently, they lost a lot more members, so their cash was nowhere near as good.
Yeah, even though they didn't lose any rounds, they didn't have a chance to reset CTs either. I mean, it's a flawless T-half. Don't get me wrong, Space Soldiers had an equally strong T-half.
Well, that is an awkward fight to lose towards mid.
You can just tell the different styles. They contrast so much, don't they?
It's really quite crazy, and sort of the change of power here that's been displayed on the server. I mean, Xantara is obviously a lot of damage transferred on towards Fur early, and he has the nades to work with. Yep, that Molotov should burn him out of position. If it didn't, he would have found the frag with the M4 anyway. So they already have a 2-player deficit into this round.
This is what a lot of time the teams are going to be peeking as CTs when they don't need to and giving away entries. Paz wall bangs, tackle at the door casually. Exactly what you don't want to do is give away free kills. You want to keep that number advantage. Make sure there's no way that the T's could possibly win the round when you've just done so much work and getting yourself the entries. You see them just sitting in and waiting for the T's to overcommit, and then they'll just double face them.
This needs to be a great play here from Fallen if they want to try and claw this one out, because it's not looking great so far. Molotovs will go out. Major actually spots out coldzera as well, so he's trapped now. He's pent in. The only thing he can do is just try and wait it out. But Fallen, he has to go on his lonesome. He has to try and work his way through. Finds the opening shot, but unfortunately, instantly Paz will trade it back. They had the teamwork. They had that on lockdown, and Cold's trapped on his lonesome. It's just a matter of time before he gets put down, and Major will be the one to deliver that killing blow.
And the money. The force spy, what are they going to do? Probably some fast A, explosion. We've seen it work for both teams so far. This could be SK with the first upset of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, Space Soldiers looking like they are going to be able to pick this one up right now, as SK just don't have anything to play with. Unless this aggressive style does catch Space Soldiers off guard, that's the only silver line that could potentially come through here. But right now, they still sort of play to their strengths. They're going to go for that 2 split, just hold back and hold their defaults. Just one rifle in play though, but it is on coldzera, the man you'd want it on.
It is on the second rated player. The highest rated player has an M4. Don't know why he doesn't have an AK.
It's a lot of utility usage being burnt through. It's quite early into the round. The flashback.
Yeah, they don't have a lot left. They're going to have to make something work. This is going to be a bit of a bloodbath towards the end of the round, I think.
Xantara's here towards mid. Should be able to do some damage, but the pistol's close range should be able to overwhelm him, actually. They do find the headshot. They put him down, and they've been able to grab that weapon as well. It all relies on Paz to be able to create that divide. Yeah, his teammates will be rotating in. This is the thing. There's no one on the site, though. And SK, they are primed and ready to burst their way out, lock it down, and secure this site. Just depends how the frags are going to go. Phelps will find the shot back towards Paz. coldzera just trying to aid them as well. It does force those Space Soldiers players to fall back, and they're just going to have to stay back and let this round slip. It's too far gone.
Great flash there, so he could cross with the bomb. Again, methodical round. Definitely a round that you're going to be a bit peeved as the CTs for not winning, because it was your chance to close the game. Giving them just a small opening back into this game now, but SK are going to take it, and they'll take you to overtime at any given opportunity, and they'll win it because of their experience. They've done it in so many big tournaments, so many finals. They'll win in overtime.
I think it's kind of their domain if you let it go to that point. Still, there is a couple of rounds left to play with, and Space Soldiers, they're the ones sitting on match point. They have the security right now.
Yeah, they'll be kicking themselves a bit, but they need to stay focused, they need to stay sharp. They've got the AWP and the AK. We need to make it work next round. Calyx, again, might even take it towards A and make a play towards that side. Push door, get that first entry. We'll see what they decide.
So this is the thing off the back of this pause, can you imagine? It will most likely be tactical. They have to try and work out actually how they want to sort of divide these weapons up, because the cash isn't fabulous, but they can make the most out of this.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to get a full complement of nades. They'll have to drop a gun. But they've got plenty in this round.
Yeah.
I guess it's a tactical pause by Space Shoulders. Looks like it.
Yeah, you'd imagine so.
The slow buys.
In this scenario, yeah. But that's the way they want to try and play this one out to work everything out.
Keep everyone composed, make sure the momentum's just halted just a tad. SK pause, interesting.
This is the SK pause. This is wild. This is really down to the wire. I mean, obviously the first game we saw today was obviously very close as well. Now at this point, that's the 13-15 scenario, Chris.
Let them stew on just getting Tech 9 like that. Very interesting. They're going to be coming up with something spicy now. All of the players towards B.
Oh, Calyx though, go for the contact orb. This could be absolutely huge if he's able to find the opening frag. It just depends if he's ready. Will fall back off the back of the flashbang's coming over. He's given himself away as well as he had to go for the pop shot. His presence is now known. Instantly has to fall back to the site.
Well, they've got info that the orb's there and they're still committed to this. They've got a plan.
They want to just try and drill their way through. The orb unfortunately will miss the opening shot, but Major does damage. Misses the follow-up as well through the blind. He's trying to get himself into a prime position, but they have got the advantage right now. Fallen, they need to try and fire back. It is going to be Cold Zero to do a little bit of damage towards Antares. Major goes big, though. He finds one frag left in a 1 versus 1 here. Cold Zero versus Paz. He needs to try and go huge. Terrified that someone is going to be tiptoeing their way around from behind, but he's actually closer than he knows. Just sitting there, just waiting. The bomb is in clear view. Still so much time to play with. An absolute flurry of nades on his side as well. It just depends on who actually finds the first peak here, who's going to be able to rip their way through with these bullets. If Cole goes for the peak, this does favour Paz. Yes, they will come, but it doesn't matter. Cold Zero finds the headshot. Unbelievable.
What a peak. What a read. What a way to keep yourself in the game.
Yeah.
Wow. That round was explosive. See how quick those frags were exchanged?
Yeah.
All those flashes? What carnage on the... I mean, Calyx is standing in the open, on top of fire. Everyone could see him, but everyone was white.
This is crazy. I mean, it's this buy as well. The round that decides if they're going to be able to shut it down here and pick up the win, or if it is going to go to OT. 2 AWPs, 1 M4, a UMP, and a Deagle over on Paz. Not the greatest buy.
No, they're going to need some magic now. These double AWPs have to put in work. You need to go... Maybe even get yourself some extra guns for Paz and Major, because they're not the greatest right now.
Trying to make that play towards mid as they do use that utility early on. Engine actually gets taken down,
Phelps
so
is
SK.
so good at mid. He's always getting these entries.
Very good position there.
And that was the AWP as well.
Mm.
If Paz can pick that up with them, they've got a chance, but at the moment, it's looking bleak.
Close towards short as well. Fur, if he plays with his teammates here, could definitely do a lot of damage. The flash peek over. He should be able to rip his way through Major. If Major peeks as well, it's an easy trade for SK in this situation. Major, he has to make the play, it seems. He's going to tiptoe his way through. They do get some control towards main. And they're going to be funneling their way through. They're up close and personal. He does find the opening frags. He shuts down Fallen and quickly falls back to try and support towards door as well. A lot of nades will come through, but Major is still alive and kicking with his teammates on the site. Nade goes through. That's going to be the Molotov to try and burn them out. It just depends if he can find these kills. Oh, he's so close. He's getting rattled down, but luckily enough, Santares finds the kill. That's the bomb down in an awkward location as well. Major close, but no cigar. He should have been able to find that frag there. Fur will also hit the deck, but there's a trade back from Cold as they're left in a 3 versus 2. Taco and Cold Zero. They need to try and make the play together. They have to work as a unit, but they push their way through. Headshot comes out for Cold Zero. Just a matter of seconds left to play with Paz. Deagle in close proximity, plays around the smoke, charges through, just has to find this kill, shuts him down. And Space Soldiers will pick up the win with a 16-14 scoreline. SK Gaming lose out in regular time.
How did Major not die there? Taco was so out. He was scared that he was getting peaked. The comms weren't there. It just broke down for them. Taco easily could have killed Major then. That would have saved the round or given him a good chance of getting back into it.
That is...
Paz with 2 huge kills at the end there to clutch it down.
insane. I mean,
What
honestly...
a crazy game.
When you look at things, though, a lot of it actually came down to Engine having these insane impact frag rounds. So many clutch rounds. He knew how to play those clutches flawlessly. Great mechanics, but not only that, flamboyant kills and just amazing clutch play. Great stuff from Engine.
Multi-frags with an AWP.
Yeah.
People up in your face. No scopes. I mean, Xantares was doing work, especially T-side. Calix CT-side with the AWP, he was phenomenal. What a game. I can't believe Space Soldiers have come out with that one. I can't believe it was that close.
Yeah, it's ridiculous to see. I mean,
2 crazy T-sides as well. You normally see the CT sides popping off.
if you think about it as well, right, we saw that ridiculous first half, and the Space Soldiers, if they would have had a kit, they had won the opening pistol on their CT half. Remember how close that was? They actually, you know, they got all the frags. They were left in a situation where if he would have been able to grab the kit sooner, they would have had those following 3 rounds. The game could have been done off the back of that.
Yeah.
Because their economy was so unstable. That was one of the biggest deciding factors. That was why it took them so long to get into a manageable situation. This right here as well, Engine. The flick up, such an awkward shot here. You instantly get the trade on towards Fur. He should have been ready to try and trade that out. But then, the confidence peak on towards Cold Zero, just amazing individual talent. Great decision making, understands how to read the situation very well. He can rifle, he can AWP, and he's so crisp.
That was clean. One individual performance by all this. I mean, they were making a few mistakes that cost them, like you said, the pistol round. They could have played it a little different, maybe saved some more guns in certain situations. But yeah, if these players weren't doing these things, they would not have won this game.
It was.
And it shows the caliber, the depth that these players have.
It is absolutely insane to think about. I mean, the difference maker as well had to be those AWPs. Calix and Engine, when they had the AWPs in play, you didn't know what to expect because rounds could go from 0 to 100 in a matter of seconds, especially towards that B-bomb site. Checker's control with the AWP, somehow he's hitting shots that he shouldn't be expected to hit.
Yeah.
And he's taking situations where it was a 5v2 into a 2v2 in a matter of seconds, and no one could trade him.
Just at the back box, behind the smoke. A smoke and an AWP to his name, and they still managed to make it close. 16-14 score for both games.
Yeah.
What can you expect more from ESL One Cologne?
It's absolutely fantastic stuff, and there is only more to come. What a fabulous game, guys. We just see Space Soldiers picking up their win. They said so themselves. They want to prove that the Turkish scene is here to do damage, and they are here to stay. But unfortunately, we've got to go away for a while. But there will be more games, so stick around for some more exciting Counter-Strike.